Hmm.
God. And you did mention, I'm trying to find here about somatic treatments. So they used to, okay, all these treatments that they were more torture like, which
Hmm.
very much sounds like. But today you did mention that the psychotropics, they're very similar, giving us the pills and the body, it's still numbing everything. So in a way, they just
Yes.
changed the way to do the same thing.
Yes. Well, in 1952, they had a drug produced, the first, they called them neuroleptics, and that was Thorazine. And it was produced in this country, in the US, by 1954. And there were lots of stories about giving, distributing those, and the nurses would have them in their pockets and go around at night and give them out
Ah,
in the mental
yeah.
institution, on the rounds, because there were very few nurses with a large amount of patients in those days. So they talk about how that opened up dialogue, and there were some benefits to it, but they didn't disclose that it causes tardive dyskinesia, which they still, people still have it. You see ads on TV, but now they have some drugs that you could take to alleviate it, although they could also cause more tardive dyskinesia. But they didn't expose that to the public. But what they did was it allowed people to talk and to open up. And so now a lot of the work of nurses was to be jailers, actually, to have the keys, and they weren't allowed to talk to patients. So now they had all this free time, and they started to introduce sociotherapy, where they had parties and games and things like that. And that was the
Right.
nurse's responsibility, as well as begin to learn how to talk to people. And that was really a very important progress for nursing, because
Yeah.
there was a woman
Yeah.
named Hildegard Peplau, and she's known as the psychiatric nurse of the 20th century now. But she wrote the first nursing theory, and it was based on her time in World War II. And she taught interpersonal relations, and she was the one who taught at Teachers College in 1952, and really reached out to the entire world. And she went
Wow.
to mental institutions every summer on her own as a volunteer,
Mm.
teaching nurses how to speak therapeutically to patients, showing them what to do and how to talk to them. And so she's the one who set the foundation for me that I use in my private practice, the
Yeah.
principles that she taught, um, how to speak to people as persons rather than as patients.